there with your heart pounding, and you know, what did you feel and what did you expect, and what was the aftermath of that was beyond anything you could have imagined?
Oh, well, that was a rough night. At first I didn't think we were going to win. I thought even if we had won, somebody would make sure that they didn't want me up on that stage during this broadcast. If you remember, you were probably there that night. You couldn't,
like a group or something, right?
Yeah. Well, even coming into the Kodak, you couldn't talk to the press. So there was no red carpet. You just walked in. You had to remain silent. They were afraid anybody was going to go off the page, that weekend, I actually I got a call from Tim Robbins, and he said, "How you doing? How you holding up here? You know." So he said, "Do you know what you're going to say?" I said, "No." I said, "I don't even think we'll win." Well, you know, we're having lunch with a few people tomorrow. If you want to stop by, you know, just to help, you know, just if you want to just try some stuff out on us. So I get there to this lunch in this hotel room with him and Susan, and this is who was there: George Clooney, Eddie Vedder, Sean Penn, Don Cheadle, Gore Vidal. And while they each went around, I said, "Well, let me ask you guys, if you were to win for Bowling for Columbine, what would you say?" And so they all went around and gave their Oscar speech for Bowling for Columbine. And I remember Tim Robbins saying, he says, "Well, you know, we're raised Catholic, so he said it's Lent, so you should just walk up there and say, I've decided to give this up for Lent." And just set it down and walk off.
You were not going to do.
No, I didn't like that idea. And Sean Penn, this was Sean Penn. He says, "Okay, this is what you get. You know, you get 45 seconds up there." He said, "This is what you should do. Just go up there, stand at the microphone, and just stand there for 45 seconds and say nothing." This was Sean Penn telling me to say nothing. So, anyway,
very revealing.
Yes, it is. Anyway, so next night, in the commercial break, just before they go to our category, they come out and they tell you you're next. And all of the nominees, the documentary nominees, were sitting next to each other. And I just turned to everybody and I said, "Hey, listen, I don't think I'm going to win, but if I win, if you don't mind, I'm probably going to say something. So if you'd like to join me, I wouldn't mind the solidarity." And, if you win, I'm staying here. So they said yes. So Diane Lane came out, opened up the envelope, said Bowling for Columbine, said my name. The whole place just rose. There was this huge applause, and I said, "Come on, everybody, let's go." And we all went up there. And things are going fine. And I just started what I thought was somewhat eloquent, considering my lack of eloquence. And I said, "You know, we make nonfiction films, but we live in fictitious times. So we need nonfiction now more than ever, because we have a president elected with fictitious election results." I think that's what I heard that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, where were you at the Kodak Theater? I could have used you. If I get nominated again, tickets for everybody here. So, yeah.
Back in the day,
yeah.
It was right when the war had started.
It was 4 or 5 days into the war. No, I know. But I started very softly. I thought I started soft, but the place just erupted. It went crazy. And the band started playing, and the microphone started going down into the floor. And Gil Cates was the producer of the show. I spoke to him a few years later. I said, "Tell me what really happened that night." He said, "There just wasn't any way we could let you go on." I said, "Good, I'm glad to know that in the United States of America, you know, that's the policy." So, well, they whisked me off the stage, and in the book, I reveal the first two words every Oscar winner hears when you win an Oscar. These are the first two words every Oscar winner hears. And there's a young girl and a young boy there in evening wear, and the girl stands there as you come up, and of course I'm just shaken by what's just happened. And now security is everywhere. Angry stagehands are approaching me. And there's this girl in this gown going, "Champagne?" She's holding a flute of champagne. And the boy right away goes, "Breath mint?" And I'm kind of in a daze. And I, for the first time ever, I got to hear a third word that other Oscar winners don't get to hear. An angry stagehand came right up into my ear and screamed, "Asshole!" And that's when security got me out of there, and because it got pretty tense. And then I'm going to tell the whole story.
So, but this was a taste of thing to come, and basically what happened after that was that you became really attacked everywhere you went, and
physically attacked. Yeah. Physically assaulted or attempted assaults on me everywhere. People trying to punch me, people trying to wrestle me to the ground, spitting. I got a story for every city. Fort Lauderdale, guy coming out of Starbucks took his lid off his, saw me, randomly just saw me, got enraged. The Limbaugh chip went off in his head. Took the lid off and threw hot scalding coffee at my face. And by that time, by Fort Lauderdale, I already had a number of security people that I had to hire from this top firm here in LA, and most of them were all ex-Special Forces, Army Rangers, Navy SEALs, etc. And the guy who was with me put his face right in front of mine, and he took the hit. He got second-degree burns. We had to take him to the hospital. But this was every day. Literally, this was like in 2003, 2004. No matter where I was in the U.S., I would have to endure someone coming at me with a club. I was on the stage in Nashville. Somebody jumped on the stage. He had a knife on him, and then it led to a man who decided to blow up our house, and he had amassed his bomb-making materials, made pretty much the same stuff that McVeigh had put together for Oklahoma City. And in his house or his apartment one night, he was working on his AK-47, and it went off. And a neighbor called the cops, and cops showed up and found all this material and his hit list, and I was at the top of the list. And he was going to kill me, Janet Reno, Rosie O'Donnell. It was essentially a list of lesbians and me.